Hey there, folks. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Hey there, folks. Another episode of Taco Bonsai, where today I'm going to be repotting another pot out of its nursery soil, nursery stock container, into something either terracotta or similar. And it is another dappled willow. This is the one I really, really like. I have not yet destroyed, which is good because, of course, I don't want to destroy anything. Sorry, I'm fiddling with the camera and also keeping an eye on my daughter here, who's inside. Yep, who's not listening very well. So she's getting. You're gonna stay inside too. Sorry, bud. She got a little spray to encourage her stay indoors. So yeah, it's got a lot of growth on the outside. Because I'm concerned, I'm going to knock some of this growth off. I'm gonna leave it for now, and I'm gonna do another, as a bald yeti called it, risky root removal. I'm gonna go ahead and go for about the same size root ball as the last one that I cut up. Just cut around in a little circle about, you know, 4 inches from the base of the tree. And just cut through everything I can. This one seems to have much better. It's probably almost in the way here. Much better roots. They're not quite as giant, so that's good. Ooh, got a little close to the base here, but it's kind of anticipated too, you know. The other willow, when I got it out of its nursery container, had the most terrible roots. But as you saw from being in that pond basket, and I've got other pond baskets I can put them in, it definitely recovered and grew some real good roots on it, honestly. This one seems to have either much thinner roots up top or just less, and I guess we'll find out very, very soon. Blind root trimming, that's what he called it. Yeah. It's kind of like chopping with your eyes closed, trunk of a tree, underwater with a machete. That's what I do. All right. This is, of course, not only risky for the tree, but also probably slightly risky for me. Oh. Nonetheless, this is how. Ooh. We're gonna get this one out of its nursery soil into the real container. That's the last thing I do. Hopefully it's not nearly as bad as the last one. Thank you folks really stuck with me on that one. I'll show you what I think it was the crepe myrtle I did. I'll show you what that one looks like in a moment here. So reach in and again try to eliminate. It's just a bigger root here, probably a taproot. Is absolutely just protecting. Sorry, not protecting, preventing me from getting this out. And for anything else, I gotta get out of here. Then I can start worrying about, if I've got too much depth to my roots or what. Let's see if that worked. Almost. All right. Big root, but this might be it. Let's see. Yep, that was it. Cool. All right, so this is all trash. This is my new root mass to begin with. Immediately, you can see big root here. And without knowing exactly what's under there, I would venture to guess that that's, everything below there came back up, and that's the roots I'm looking at. So I'm gonna trim this up some more. I might have gone farther than I needed to, as far as going down, which is fine. So I might actually have a nice root base even farther down than I thought I did, which again, fine by me. You guys may be able to hear in the background. Ooh, there's a local musician, artist named Chris, I believe. Might be someone else, but I think it's Chris. And he is serenading the neighborhood at a local amphitheater. That would be a great place to film, you know, just a local amphitheater. I'm not doing that. It would be really cool, right? Do your bonsai work in basically a stadium. How to start a bonsai club in my area, start my own, and just have all the meetings there. Pretty cool. I actually have a couple people in the area who are interested in bonsai, including since we're here and we're talking and I'm always chatting, there's a young man named Douglas who I've been kind of passing on cuttings and stuff to. He's shown genuine interest, and he's already got some know-how when it comes to just coming out roots. When it comes to horticultural practices, he does farming of certain herbs and cash crops, some of which are frowned upon but are very useful in medicine. So since that's the case, I offered him one of these times he could come over, he could just walk through. It's not very far to walk through, but it probably is worth him looking through in person versus me hand selecting, and just pick some stuff he likes. And then I'll either tell him no, I like that one too much, or I'll send him home. I'm going to be giving him my Portulacaria afra forest. So as much as I love my P. afra forest, and it's super early in development, I don't think I'm discrediting him by giving it to him. I think he will be able to kind of put his own spin on it. It's not something that I've already shaped into my own stuff. So good news already, we've got more trunk. So this one's high. This one's lower than that, but I think my actual root base is down here, which I'm really excited about because that's probably as far down as I should have gone anyways, but that would be much, much better. And because this is a willow, I can probably keep these higher roots. But first, I want to see what else I'm working with here. I can't really see the back of this very well, but as predicted, almost all this that was there, oops, it comes right off. It's not really connected. Most of this is not connected to the base because the roots like to come back up after they've started to rot. I think willows just kind of do that. They will regularly rot things out, grow through them, grow around them. Really funky plants sometimes. I love them. I really love them. All right. So I'm looking at, I don't want to go too far down. But I think this is just too high up here. And I don't think I'll be able to really get these to come down. It was this one that's coming straight up. I think it needs to, maybe that one can be fixed. Need to see what else is down here. I really think that my root base is all the way down here, which would be really cool because then this I kept as a sacrificial. This I kept as a sacrificial could be a primary branch. I don't know if you can tell, but that's more than a third of the way up. All this stuff coming off all the way down to there would be sweet. I think I just barely didn't, cut way too much off. Now this is a lot off, I know, but it's a willow. And as you can tell from the condition of the roots, it was not in a active state of root growth. It was just kind of hanging out. I'm just pulling roots that are not connected off. I'm not pulling anything off that's not already, cut from somewhere else. So like this is loose, I can feel it. I want to keep most of this stuff in place, especially lower down. This is not connected. The other one, when I planted it, all the other roots came off anyways. So I might have even been able to go lower here. I think you can tell, but I didn't. So, whatever they say, hindsight 2020 and all that. I'm going to clean up the bottom here just a teeny tiny bit more, just to make it a little more, clean, really. I think I'm going to get a lot of roots coming out from there. I don't want to eliminate any roots that are there that are nice and healthy. I'm going to be very careful about what I take off now. All right, so I'm going to start cutting off these higher up roots. Starting with up here, it's going to come off. Yeah, these coming off. Really exciting to be able to reduce root mass this much and still keep all this trunk. Now, it may have a tiny bit of reverse taper here, but I'm really not concerned with that because there are a lot of roots right here in this junction. Oh, not far enough over. There we go. This one here. Yeah, a tiny bit of reverse taper. But in the grand scheme of things, yes, I'm probably taking off more than I should there, just to make it sort of concave. Ooh. Yeah, I'd say that's maybe not perfect, but that's a great success. We got new roots that are going to be coming out here. Let's see, I can work a little bit. Some kind of wiggles around. I'm going to terminate a little earlier, I should say. They both kind of curve to the side, but I don't think I want to take too much off of that. Now this one, I don't have a root basket. I want to put it in immediately. So it is going to go into one of these. Fits with room to spare, and it'll grow really, really nice. Now I can change my plant angle a bit, which is also exciting. Let's get trash out of the way. Pull my tray up that I do all my watering and all that in. All right. So, that really gave me the ability to do a lot with this. I planted on this angle here. So in that case, this one is a little high. I'm going to take this one off. So I'm going to be, it's just a little bit too high. But in the terms that I'm going to be tilting it, I don't want that to be that high. So hoping this stuff will all tuck down. That one there is just too high. So we're going to take it off to there. And that'll give me a really, really nice tree. A lot of this looks like it's coming the wrong direction, but we're going to just comb it out, put it right back where it's supposed to be. We're going to have a fantastic, really fantastic tree here. This being, of course, the kind of angle we're going to put it at. So let me get some soil in here. That's the most important part, isn't it? I got some soil I can reuse here, I think. Yeah. So make sure I don't need this plug earth in. Not that there should have been much. And then, yeah, the rest of that probably needs to be addressed a different way. All right. More soil. This is actually really exciting. I'm really happy about this. Something that y'all may have noticed I didn't do last time. Well, two things. I didn't put in any sphagnum. Now this is dried. It's easier to tear when it's dry. So I'm going to tear it up and put it in here. Kind of get it somewhat mixed in. Because it's a willow, I think it's going to really like having some sphagnum here. Again, some more on top here. And this guy will sit kind of like that. Dump some more soil in here. I'm going to start staking it in. I see a root that kind of popped up. I'm not sure where it's coming from. I should be more meticulous, but I think at this point I want to retain it because it looks like a nice feeder root. So I'm just going to tuck it back in. Keep on filling this up with soil. Make sure I'm picking out any organic matter that doesn't need to be in there. And again, this is a really smooth repot for a nursery stock willow. They tend to really be terrible. Something under here is making it rock. Oh, it's the bottom of the thing itself. This one's got a little wobble to it. Cool. All right, well, yeah, really happy with this so far. All right, time to stake in some soil. And sphagnum. Soil and sphagnum are both going to be in here Both can be staked in. All right, there's a lot of room for soil to move around and fill in voids here. Now I know that root base didn't look too great, um, but because I have such great drainage and this is terracotta, I have a strong suspicion this will dry out very, very quickly, even with that sphagnum. But that sphagnum is going to hold just enough moisture near the roots that despite it drying out quickly, it's going to keep things alive. Just alive until the next time I water it. With certain species, you have to watch out with drying too much, but I think the willow loves to just dry itself out. I've had the other one, not this one, of course. This one's always been very, very safe. It basically dried itself all the way out, and it looked like it was going to die. And then what it did is it dropped all of its leaves and grew new, smaller leaves and grew the vengeance. Didn't even care. It was like it never happened. Sort of one here, starting to uncover roots that I definitely don't want uncovered. Again, just picking out any kind of big organic particulate that I don't need in there. I mean, I'm really happy with this. It's made a lot of room too. You can imagine going from a 12-inch, 2.5 gallon, or however big the 2.5 gallon container is, to a little whatever. I think it was a 6-inch. Very big difference. All right, now do what St. Thomas says, and I'm gonna do a little spray down, wet it up. I've not watered this one today, I think you can tell. So it will really like getting dumped on. So now that I'm back on my turntable, I'm going to try to get you guys a little farther away from the fun. Without, of course, being too silly about it. All right. Oof. That's not very far away, is it? It's much more difficult with one hand than it ever was with two. All right. I think you can see most of the tree here. Not quite, but most of. A little more up. There we go. Now you can see the whole tree. I'm going to give it a good watering. Start, just go all the way around. I'm not afraid to let this overflow. I want it to fill up as much as possible. Right out the bottom, and really soak this through. Because this will be, hopefully, not show-stopping, but at least a respectable miniature tree in time. I got, all this root, or all that trunk back, so that's nice. I don't know that I need to put rocks on here, but I'm going to, for now, just a couple, just to make sure nothing moves around. I was thinking, this is one of my favorite rocks right here. Nice. These aren't stylistic. These are purely to make sure while it's healing, those roots are getting established, that it doesn't get carried away by birds. Now, it's not going to go out on the edge of the balcony here. It is going to go over in the back with the rest of these freshly repotted. This is that other willow. Again, it looks pretty sad, but a little bit of dieback's all right. It is well watered. Should do fine. So that is it for the dappled willow single trunk. I don't even know what style it is. Pretty classic style is what I'm going to try to go for. And I'm going to repot maybe a brush cherry next. So next episode, brush cherry. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Take care of yourself. Cheers.